folks know. Do you want this over there? I don't need that. For the recording? I'm loud. Usually they send an email.
Make a motion, nominates and cease. Yeah.
If they want to be heard on the recording. and the consumer. Eligible venues typical include like sites like production, roadside stands, farm markets, community events, reenactment. Select board recommends a yes vote. Everybody wants to accept the article as written.
Make a motion, accept the article as written.
Any discussion? All those ready to vote? All those in favor of this ordinance, please vote. You were slow on the thing.
You was sleeping there.
Being courteous to others, not asleep. The question is, who wrote the this ordinance?
You can give that to the deputy representative. I did.
Okay, so the planning board looked at the ordinance also, and we decided that the state was so comprehensive to just adopt the state's ordinance. I mean, so we didn't create an ordinance. I'm so curious what the purpose of this is. Does it limit the state?
The state, no, the state is an opt-in. In order for the state to be enacted in your town, you have to opt into it. So that's what this is.
I see, okay.
We did make one change as we added in the notice at point of sale.
Yep.
But
Yep.
other than that, it's the same as the state. It's just
Okay.
opting into the states.
Okay, so this looks legal in terms of,
This looks like other towns.
okay,
Yep.
good, thank you.
Is it in the town of Clinton there's somebody they got shut down because they don't have ordinance.
So you said that's what other towns have, but I believe the question, is it legal? Has it gone through legal? Is it going to stand up?
We have not given this to our lawyer. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. That's the question. That's how I understood the question you were asking. Not, is it going to stand up? Is it legal? Not, that's what other towns did. What you responded, the answer, I want to know.
If it's our ordinance, if we adopt it as our ordinance, it's our ordinance. Not every ordinance has to go for a lawyer. I mean, vote it, if you want this to go to a lawyer, vote it down and we can come back with it. Yes.
As a treasurer, since we have it now, all these conversations with these attorneys that we keep making, next year our tax bill will go up, because every time we do this, it costs us $200. I'd like to finish speaking first. So every time we send an email, it's a quarter of an hour. So if we keep sending everything to these attorneys, and now speaking as a clerk, I don't know of any other town offices that send all of their news to
So far, we've had 2 ordinances that have not been written by the planning board, have not been reviewed by the attorney, have not been reviewed by whatever it is that we're involved with,
MMA.
and have not been reviewed by KV Cog. So basically, we're setting a precedence that anyone can write an ordinance for whatever they want without any legality involved.
We're not setting
And
precedent.
my question on the ordinance itself is, you have in here exempt from state licensure and inspection.
Yes,
um,
that's what a home base.
Is that written as the state? Because the state laws and ordinances supersede our town. We can add to, but not, we can't supersede the state.
So what this is opting into is home, I want to call it home brew, but that's not what it is. It's
So
home rule authority.
do you have the section of the state law that addresses this? Because I don't see it referenced in the ordinance.
Section 2?
Okay, thank you.
This is just to address the concern of the planning board. The state of Maine allows any resident of the state of Maine to write an ordinance for their town, and then it is up to the town to decide whether or not they want to vote it in. You do not have to have a planning board. Anyone can write an ordinance for anything that they want, and then the town makes the decision as to whether or not they're going to adopt it. Thank you.
She's got a hand up.
You're too short, Lisa. I'm sorry. I'll scream, how's that? That's okay.
This isn't
Okay.
for the room, this is for the recording.
Okay. A year ago, I did come to the planning board about this ordinance, and they approved it then and said they'd bring it before the town. And I have checked out many different ones myself personally on the ordinances in the other towns, and it is based that way so that we could have our own town ordinances. You do not, even my inspector that I had for me personally to get a license without not doing the ordinance, but I was asking questions. He said that the town has the right to put that ordinance in without a state legal attorney or anything.
Anybody else?
So this is just a general question. I only read it tonight, so I didn't get a chance to really go through it. So just for my edification, does that mean, the way this is written, does that mean that whatever is produced or baked or whatever is limited for consumption within Thorndike?
No, selling. within Thorndike.
So it has to be sold within Thorndike, but anyone can purchase it and then consume it anywhere? Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? All right, we're ready to vote. Those in favor of passing Article 2, the ordinance entitled Thorndike Sovereign Ordinance regarding direct-to-consumer sales, an ordinance that applies specifically to face-to-face transactions between the producer and consumer, eligible venues typically include the site of production, roadside stands, farmers markets, community events, community sales, to be enacted. All those in favor to accept the ordinance as written, please raise your card. Those opposed? I would say the ordinance passes. You know, to the rest, 21. All right. Next is Article 3. To see what sum the inhabitants of town of Thorndike will appropriate funds from its summer road maintenance funds to purchase a building to store road signs and equipment in with the amount not more than $6,000. Amount requested, $6,000. Select board recommends a yes. Motion to the article.
Except the article is read. Sorry.
Discussion.
What's that for, just so the Thorndike road signs?
That's just this is what we have.
Because I can get a storage container, a new one-time used one for $3,300 from Main Trailer. I can get one that's used more, like $1,900.
That's where we're leaning to for the.
Road
solid
sign
waste.
stuff.
And this will, as town clerk, this will be considered next to the.
Sand salt shed.
shed.
That's a 20-footer. So,
And we went to $6,000, so we went higher, so.
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham?
So you're looking at a 20-footer for 33?
yeah. I get one-time used, and get one that's used more for like 19.
Because I looked into a 40-footer, it was $3,300. Put a door in it, was $2,150, and $150 for delivery.
Where was that from?
Main Trail.
See, I talked to the Main Trail. That's what I
I
talked
mean,
to.
this
Yeah.
was last Friday.
Yeah.
Can you say those numbers again, please?
$3,300 for a 40-footer. $2,150 for door. That's a steel door put in. And I think it was $150 for delivery.
Thank you.
So my question is, what are you putting in it for road equipment?
See, signs and stuff. We ain't putting no equipment in there, just,
It says equipment.
yeah.
So
What are signs?
No stop sign, any,
So right now, we have things in several places, like, so this is, the prerequisite of the meeting we're gonna have about tearing down the old firehouse. So right now, road stuff is in the old firehouse. We would like to remove it out of that and put it on the salt and sand shed spot.
I understand that.
But he has poles at his house. We have signs here. We have cones here. We have things at the firehouse. So getting a shed lets us put it all in one spot.
The stuff at the firehouse is stuff that they would constantly use. They would not want it in the storage shed.
yeah,
Those are signs that are constantly used.
for,
And
Road
when I
closed.
looked in the whole firehouse, there
Yeah.
were 4 signs that will roll up and one stand.
yeah.
That's why we're
Then-
looking
and-
for a 20-footer, not a 40-footer.
So that'll only take up 2 feet, the signs were rolled up. I put those signs out, because they were all folded, rolled out, thrown around in there years ago. And I put them together and stood them up. And I was farting around with on that.
I said that was the price I got on main trailer for 20-footer.
So
That sounds like a new one, but
It said one-time use, I think. But you can get a used one that's been used more for like 19.
yeah.
So, you talked to him about a 40-footer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're looking at putting a 40-footer in, and with a door in. And if you want to look at the door, I think if you look at the old Unity School house, the co-op, whatever it is, there on the side, you look at that door on it, because I thought $2,100 was pretty expensive
Yeah.
for a steel door. But then I looked at that and I said, oh, okay, now I can see why the cost is, and you're going to be watertight and different things like that.
Like I said, there was, SR1 was more, like $700-800 more. So,
Yeah.
main trailer came in, I called around, so,
Yeah, I checked online on it.
yeah. I called them, I just called them on the phone.
So you're looking for a shipping container.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's got end door, it's gonna have end doors on it, do we need a side door, just instead of opening the whole thing up, you get in and out of it, or, you know? Want a window, you get some daylight?
So it's good to have discussion about this, but I think the point is that you're planning, it seems like the select board's looking at buying something less than the $6,000, and the point is that when the old firehouse is demolished, those items that are in there and items that are in other sundry places around the community need to go somewhere. And this is the somewhere.
Yes.
Is that the point?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
I have a question of just sheer ignorance. So the request is for 6,000. I think you said the quote was like,
33.
what happens to the rest of that? Like, we approve this for 6,000, what happens?
We don't
if it-
spend it, and we return it back. I'm not, just because you get allocated, that if I can get it cheaper, I'll get it cheaper.
We go higher, you can't go higher, and
We-
you guys can go to less than that. You could say, you know, go to 6,000, you want to do 3,000. But we don't spend it on, we spend higher, we can't do that.
Okay, thank you. Like I said, it's
Yeah.
a question of ignorance.
No, that's
I
all right.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Move the question? Move the question. Well, nobody's there.
All right, all those in favor of Article 3 to see the sum of inhabitants, if to see what sum of inhabitants council will appropriate funds for summer road maintenance funds from summer road maintenance funds to purchase
Make a motion, we accept the article as read.
So my first question is, did the select board receive my email on behalf of Johnny to select board members 1, 2, and 3?
What did it contain? Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
We get a
okay.
lot.
Yeah, you do. So what it was 2 recommendations for sheds from a company. I don't have the name right in front of me, but
Yeah.
so they were gambrel roof type sheds,
Yeah.
which is a benefit, right? And one was a 10 by 20 and one was a 10 by 16. The 10 by 20, unfortunately, was 73.67. The 10 by 16 was 54.28, which falls within the budget. And these were on sale at this place in, let's see if I can just find it right quick for you and the town. Oh boy, I don't have those. So I have to go to my email. And I sent it to Select Board 1, 2, and 3 for your consideration.
What was the email it was from?
From me, Gary Hazard, on behalf of Johnny now. So Johnny is the local health officer.
Yes.
I'm not Johnny. She's much prettier than I am and smarter. She is in Pennsylvania taking care of a family member who has a health problem. So she's not here. So I'm representing her, and I presented you with information about the existing
Yep.
lending closet, and then 2 alternatives that I thought might work for us. And I know we want to stay within budget. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of the company. I can't pull it up right now, but I think you referred to it, Rose, someplace up north. It's on sale. They sell sheds pretty inexpensively. Yes, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. You don't have it either? I think I sent it on Sunday. Well, so I'm conflicted because I see the budget at 6,000.
Yeah.
The preference is for us, for the 10 by 20, which is 7,300. Even the 10 by 20 is a reduction in floor space of 39%. See,
Oh, from what you have.
from what's theirs now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of the concerns that Johnny had was the possibility about medical beds, which she's had the offer for before, but she turned it down.
Because of the type of space she's in currently.
That's right. And so if we decrease the floor space by 39% with the 10 by 20, I recognize that the gambrel part offers hanging space, and and wall space offers hanging space, and I've already taken that into account. But floor space is what you need for a bed. These big wheelchairs that people have, they're pretty heavy. Probably want to have those on the floor. So I'm presenting a mixed bag here a little bit. Really what I'm saying is I really prefer the 10 by 20, which is more money,
Oh, yeah.
but I also respect the town in wanting to be on or under the $6,000 limit. So I'm conflicted. I'll stop right there.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that we have the pictures and we get to them?
I do not, I'm not seeing.
And I don't know, but if you could resend that, Gary, I mean, I'm not spending what's going to come up, I'll come up with it, and we can shop around, and still try to keep it up. I know at the last meeting, I'm pretty sure that we chose the 6,000 amounts after that.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think that's why we have to see that now.
okay.
I think maybe we can shop around, and maybe we can look at that.
Okay, well, let me take this.
So I know that we have an opportunity. Unfortunately, one of the townspeople is not doing well. I've been in pretty good contact with his daughter, and she's offered a lot of the medical stuff that he has accumulated through his various illnesses, including a medical bed. And after I took the opportunity, I don't know if you guys saw the email.
I did. I appreciate you doing that so quickly.
Yeah, so I did.
and
So I saw.
thoroughly.
I was able to lay eyes on what the closet looks like now. And my concern is if it goes considerably smaller, you will not be able to accept the materials that I've accumulated on site from that individual. It would fit in the current, but, you know, because there's numerous walkers, numerous wheelchairs, numerous, I mean, canes are not big or anything like that, but also commodes and all kinds of stuff. So my concern is if we go too small, it might be a limiting factor, and that might not be a problem. I'm not Johnny, I don't know. Just from looking at that and knowing what the size is of what's coming, it's going to be difficult to accommodate and accept that from that individual. So just that's my only comment. And I would also say, so we're not allowed to increase here, are we?
No,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yep.
Can we
We
raise it?
can
and-
table, no, we can
No,
table it.
no, not, what I'm saying is accumulate, raise those, do the 6,000, and if we have to come back and get more, we find a better deal somewhere else. No, I'm just saying, we just do we vote the 6,000 in, then if we get a. It's unfortunate, yeah.
Right.
So a couple things. Chris, thank you for your comment because that's exactly the situation that we are trying to prevent.
Correct.
And Johnny's already lived through that already where she's had access to medical beds, which are expensive. And when people need them, our town citizens would like to have it just given to them, right? So that's one thought. So thank you for your supportive comment. Second is, I found it, the email was, the company is Central Maine Mini Barns and Sheds in Newport.
Oh, yes,
Is that the one? Okay, sorry.
but I've seen them.
Okay.
They have the ships
Yeah.
as well, right?
Yes, I don't believe in the same company.
Okay. Yeah, price compare.
Okay. Okay. Right, right, I know, and so, because of Johnny's departure to help a friend or a family member, I did some measurements of the existing place, and I'm sort of stepping in and doing the planning.
Yeah.
And I provided that information, and I sent it to selectboard1@thorndikeme.com.
Are you one?
But I sent it to Select Board 2 and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 3 separate emails. It doesn't make a difference, but that's where I sent it.
And the email that it came from,
Would
or what was the subject?
the subject would be medical equipment, lending closet, shed, preferences, and requests. I'm sorry for taking so much time on behalf of the town, but we wanted to do a thorough job, and I documented what is, and then we shopped around, and we found at this Central Maine Mini Barns and Sheds in Newport, we found 2 options. The pictures are of, they're too small here to show, but let's see. No, plus tax, I'm sorry. Yep, good point, good question.
Did you send it Sunday, you said?
I think I sent it Sunday, yes, because I knew that this was
We have
coming.
no 12, nothing for the 12th, you know, Sunday.
And it
Monday was
shows that
13.
It shows that it went through from,
Check in your spam, just in case.
yes. The current size right now is 11 and a half feet wide by 29 feet long, okay? And 7 feet 3 inches high. The desired gambrel unit is 10 feet wide, 20 feet long, and I presume that the wall height is 8 feet, I presume. So when I calculate the floor space area for the smaller, for the shed that we desire, that's 200 square feet compared to 331 square feet now.
So those dimensions that you gave for the building, the 5 times 11 points, does that include the wall space, the space that we need in the building? Right now, there's some windows in the
No, to your point, no, that doesn't include that. That would be a refinement of the calculation. I didn't do that. The smaller one, which would fit your budget, is only 10 feet by 16 feet, giving a floor area of 160 square feet compared to being in 331 square feet now. So that's 51% less floor space, and that means that medical beds are definitely not going to be a possibility. So it's almost like, what's the point? That and a few wheelchairs, and you're going to have a problem. Now, there are a lot of walkers in this unit right now. There are a lot of folding walkers, canes, crutches that can be hung, granted. Shelves we can put up shelves for air purifiers and other instruments that are in there now. But the floor space is wheelchairs, commodes, and four-wheel scooters that we have. They wouldn't hang easily, and then beds. So the question is, from a future, whether we want to future-proof this or not. You know, in other words, if we buy something that fits the budget, and then we immediately run out of space, and/or there was a question also, I think, from the select board regarding if we have a future pandemic, would this space be a space where a medical person could administer care or whatever would be needed? And to that piece, clearly the smaller units would be insufficient. I'll yield the floor.
I can't. As a townsperson, it sounds like we have two options, and I'm just going to have some of the motions. Number one, we can table this, and come back, and it doesn't get tabled. Or we can accept the 6,000 and shop around for different time in the same size, less money. Some puppy eyes. We got the non-tax part of it, and maybe we can somehow get this building for under $6,000. So that's kind of our option. Table would be.
Yeah, gentlemen, not bad.
I know.
Yeah.
I was talking first.
Okay.
But, so I think that's what's before us. I mean, obviously, we're not in a major hurry, but we might keep coming back to special town meetings. And on that word, if we needed more money, then we would have to come back. So,
Because the shed that the nurse, the community nurse is going to use, is going to be here on the property, and we want it to look nice. Like, we don't want a shipping container on this property. And this will also be an interface place with people in our community. So we don't want to put money into this that says you don't matter. We want people to come to us if they are in need, and I want to show them they matter, personally.
I believe that the current is used as an office, correct? Like a shipping container in general, as an office space or for people to be in, just isn't very comfortable. They get very hot, very cold, and so if it was being used as a office or anything like that, you would have to put heating and cooling and power into it, which would be probably a lot easier with a wooden structure than a metal structure.
Sorry, I jumped onto that.
And spoke once, but my only other concern, I haven't seen what we're looking for, but I would just suggest, having dealt with moving these around, let's make sure that the door is at least 36 inches wide.
Yes.
Because it's hard to get
ADA.
wheelchairs through unless you collapse them. The bed is going to have to be taken apart anyways, but, you know, like this has a high-rise, they're offering up a high-rise chair, which is over $1,000, I guess, and
Yeah.
that doesn't really come apart very well. So having 36 inches would make it a lot easier to get for egress in and out of there, so.
That's a good point.
I just want to make one editorial comment because I don't want to mislead the town. Aaron, thank you for your generous comment of support about the office space, and that is true, but I want to say that, so there's a desk there that Johnny does use to keep track of, like when people come and pick up things or return things, she has an administrative station there to keep track of that, but it's not like she's there 4 hours a day or something like that, so probably wouldn't need, you know, I just don't want to mislead people on how much it's used administratively, but she does have an administrative function, and if there were ever a need where we needed a location for people to come for first aid or something like that, then then that flips, right? That changes to a different situation where she might be there and maybe seeking the help of other volunteers in the community who have medical background and so forth to be there with her doing things. I just wanted to say that.
I just want to say that I do, I not currently, but I've done end-of-life care for a long time, and families are looking to get more use out of the medical equipment they get, like while I'm serving them, and then their family member passes, and then they have all of this stuff, and they want it to be of good use. Or I have a family whose parent has suddenly had a stroke and needs something right away. So definitely having this health nurse in our community and this lending closet is a great resource. I just wanted to put that out there.
My concern is that we talk about it, kind of punch not quick, but at some point you've got somebody doing bigger and better stuff. At some point, when I run out of room, I'm going to want to go. It was just all of us wanting to say no. I mean, at some point, we should have to say no. Okay, that's, yeah, I mean.
So, I mean, if this is something that takes off, then we can, in the future, look for a different kind of building. We would not put it here. I would very much doubt we would ever put it here.
Yes, sir.
So, I understand you've done some preliminary estimates on the other shed that we already voted on.
Yeah.
And I hear some concerns about not extra space. So if you could get a 40-footer over there and split it in half, and this building, because of the issue of running out of space, that would give you extra space over there for overflow, if you could work it all in. That's what I want to bring it up.
Thank you very much. That is,
And that is a possibility, I mean, for bigger things that, I mean, it's, sorry, I'm speaking out of turn. Principal, yes, real quick. I mean, it's like, at some point, Dawn might be the point of putting a large chair in beds, and that might be, if you get it per, literally get down there or something, so if you could put those large items in that other bay or something, what? Okay. Any more conversation?
Damn.
It was a great idea you came up with, but we now didn't make that choice, did we? You decided we're gonna go with the 20-footer, or now
we
we're gonna?
did not decide.
Okay.
We
Now
only
we're-
decided
now
the
we
amount.
We went to
All right.
6,000.
The article was approved as written.
I just wanna make sure.
The article did not specify size,
Yeah.
it specified amount. So if they're able to secure that 40-footer for less than 6,000, then we as a county will authorize them.
Yeah.
So that I'm on the same page with everybody, so that, does that mean that we should vote this down in deference of the other building that could be shared? No?
We
No,
would vote this through.
So my recommendation is maybe amend the article. If you have a specific size that you feel the health officer wants, maybe amend it, try and secure it with the limitations, understanding you can't go over 6,000, as Rose said. Maybe we can find a way of accomplishing that. If you are not willing to go down to the 16-foot, so I think the article should be amended to such, just to help the select board have guidance on what the town is looking for.
But the idea that the gentleman came up with about sharing the other space is a pretty good idea also. I'm not sure where this leaves
So-
us.
Well, you want to vote the 6,000 in,
Yes.
and then, I don't know, go and twist
And you
that.
might find your building
Yeah,
of that size of 6,000.
okay.
But it
If
sounds
we
like,
can't.
if we can't, it sounds like he brought us a good solution that we get the 10 by 16, I think I'm saying that right. And then we do have an alternative to bigger things. Does that make sense?
How I I thought it was gonna be, you were gonna buy a shed, whether it's 16 by 20 or whatever size, and whatever's the overflow is gonna go into the extra, what we call a junk drawer type thing.
The storage unit.
Storage unit.
Storage shed.
So we
Yeah.
should still vote on buying a regular unit, maybe a smaller unit, the smaller unit we can afford for under 6,000, and then we fill that, and whatever's left over, we move to the other one. But there's a lot of what ifs there because A, we don't know if we can get a 40-footer, B, we don't know. So I don't know how you want to vote on that.
Any more conversation?
I'm sorry. If we vote this through and we are not able to get your size, we are going to diligently look for a 10 by 20 by 8. We are diligently going to look at several places. I don't care if we have to look outside of Maine for people who have sales. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to diligently look. But if we cannot find that within a reasonable amount of time, and it's getting to the point where we've had the meeting and we've decided to tear down the building and you need something, then we will split. We'll get you the smaller space and we'll get a bigger one on there because it sounds like even under it's under the $6,000 umbrella for the bigger thing, so that things that are not permeable, like the walkers and the bedpans and stuff that can be wrapped in plastic, can then be over there. Does that?
Can I speak really loud?
Yep.
Totally agree with what you had said, but also another alternative is if you aren't able to find that, when you come back on the vote for the
Tearing down.
you have a second bite at the apple then.
Yeah.
Yep.
I make a motion to move the question.
Second.